we're back. This is Elliot Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Back in the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel headquarters. Thanks for bearing with us when we were coming from my home, our last series of segments. But we are back at Dreamland where everything is back to normal for the most part. If you missed our last rant, it was a doozy. Battle for the Cowl number 3 was everything we expected it to be. But let's go on to something that we were actually very much looking forward to because we have been enjoying it. And that is Agents of Atlas. That's Agents of Atlas number 5. By Jeff Parker, setting up the confrontation between the Agents of Atlas and the new Avengers. And we were really looking forward to seeing what Jeff Parker's take on the new Avengers was going to be like, just because we really love Jeff Parker's writing. I mean, he has a really nice, he has a great handle on the characters. Knows how to handle them, how to play with them, put them in position, express their motivations. Well, I gotta say, he did 2 end arounds on me in this book. Well, why don't you tell us about it, Jose?
Why do I just spoke for 25 minutes. How about you talk about it a little bit, and I'll be your color commentator.
Okay, so of course, if for those who are not familiar with Agents of Atlas, the Agents of Atlas are pretending to be villains. Mm-hmm. Okay. Unlike the Thunderbolts and the Avengers, who are villains pretending to be heroes, mm-hmm. the Agents of Atlas are heroes pretending to be villains. And they've kind of set themselves up as the weapons providers of the Marvel U. But
to
Osborn and Hammer, right?
And Hammer.
Because they want to get close to Norman Osborn, develop a relationship with Norman Osborn, and do their thing. So to do that, though, they have to provide weapons. Mm-hmm. But how do you provide weapons to Hammer, or appear to provide weapons to Hammer, and not actually do it? Mm-hmm. Well, what do? You tip off Captain America as to where all your weapons are being stashed. And, of course, Captain America, being who he is going to bring the Avengers with him to try to take out all these munitions. So what we have here is a pretty clever setup where you have 2 teams of heroes who are going to fight each other. But this was the part that I thought was really clever. The new Avengers show up, and you're going to have, spoiler alert, you're going to have your big confrontation between the Agents of Atlas and the Avengers. What's the first thing that happens? Spider-Man says, whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on a second. My spider sense isn't tingling. These guys are no threat whatsoever.
And that's not the only reason. They actually had Spider-Man, Peter Parker, looking at the guns.
Yes.
Before. Now, this is how you fucking write Spider-Man. He is the smartest, most intellectual person on the team.
Yes.
And finally, Dan Slott has been doing it in Amazing Spider-Man, and those guys, the brain trust of Spidey, are doing it there. First time outside of the book in Spider-Man, in the new Avengers, he's fucking using his brain.
He's using
his brain.
How about that? But of course, if you came to see a fight between the new Avengers and the Agents of Atlas, Jeff Parker makes a left turn on you, and then he decides, what the hell, let's give them what they want. And
which is set up from the backup story in Agents of Atlas number 1.
Exactly.
So he's not cheating at all.
No, he's not
set
cheating.
it up already.
Jeff Parker already had this confrontation in mind, and he's already set up how the Avengers and how the Agents of Atlas are going to go at it.
Oh, this art is beautiful.
And it is great artwork. It's great artwork. That splash page is really awesome.
God damn.
One thing that I really enjoyed about this book, too, and it's funny because especially considering how many times we've seen the new Avengers fight the friggin' Hood's goons in every Avengers book, the choreography of the fighting in this book was done really well.
I was saying the exact same thing, that they're actually working as a team.
Yes. And the art, the artist has everything, laid out. The storytelling is done excellently.
Yes.
Oh, this is my favorite part here when Namora just slugs Ms. Marvel, and two strong female characters, having it out. I'm sorry. Did Namora go get off me, you bitch, or anything like that? No. It's just two strong women just having it out. Say let's see who's the better hero here, and just a lot of fun. It was just a fun book.
Yep. There's not only, there's tons of action. It's written really well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of drama to it. But with Jeff Parker, with every single issue of Agents of Atlas, even including the miniseries, there's always little quips and jokes that are actually funny.
Yes, very much so. I would really like to see Jeff Parker do Spider-Man. He's showing me right now he really can handle that tone of book, and he can handle that character. And of course, then I don't want to give it away too much. That ending was perfect.
Yes,
the way that it finally ends. That was really, really well done.
And I like how they're after everything's said and done, and the Avengers are walking away. Ronan goes, "All I care about is, for once, it's a nice, clear victory."
A nice, clear victory.
After just constantly being just outsmarted and outbeaten in New Avengers, the Avengers finally have we actually won.
Yeah,
all right, how about that fucking shit?
For once, Hammer's not going to get a bunch of weapons, or that's what it appears like. They've done their bit. They've played their role. The Agents of Atlas played their role. They got what they wanted. Osborn's a dick, but
again, Spider-Man is in the midst. Not only does he figure out that the guns are fake, because just looking at the tech, he tries to stop them from fighting.
Yes.
And in the middle of the melee, Spider-Man is actually like, "Wait, there's somebody missing."
Yes.
He actually figures it out, so they don't get one up on him.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, again.
But this whole scene with Venus in Spider-Man is fucking hilarious.
It is
I'm not
hilarious.
going to ruin it, but
it is.
It's really...
See, and this is showing the new Avengers need to be in different hands right now.
They do.
Maybe they just need to be in another hands. I know you guys love Bendis' stuff. It's a top-selling book.
But this is what the Avengers should be about.
Yeah. And again, I am marveling at this artwork.
The art,
flipping back and forth in these pages. This is really impressive
Carlo,
stuff.
Paluyan is pretty much the normal artist on here. In the first 3 issues that he did the art, but they had a flashback, so he kind of only did half. And he didn't do any of the interiors on the last issue, but I think that was because he did the entire 22 pages of this issue, and it's rendered incredibly.
Yeah,
the art is amazing.
Well. So again, Agents of Atlas, among a lot of the other, quote unquote second tier books, is just really bringing it. It's really bringing it, doing it way better for me. This is a better Avengers to me than New Avengers is right now.
That's not even
Again,
better. That's not. I've said it before. It's not even comparable. This is by and large just the fucking one of the best Avengers stories that I've read already this year. The other one was written by Brian Michael Bendis in the Free Comic Book Day Avengers.
Yeah.
Because I felt like an Avengers book. But this is how the Avengers should be month in and month out.
It should be a fun book to read. It should be fun. I even love how in the very beginning, and again, with Agents of Atlas, they do this clever little first-page summary of what's going on. And Venus, of course, has the recapping chores. She writes, she basically composes a little song about the dark rain, about how everything is really dark right now, and they have a certain role to play in this dark universe. For the Agents of Atlas supposedly being villains or posing as villains, this is one of the brighter corners of the Marvel universe.
This is what I want to see in a fucking Avengers book, right there. That's what I want to see. I want to see Captain America in the lead, just fucking... doing something.
Well, he'll be Captain America for a little while longer, and then, of course, Cap is reborn again, and Steve Rogers will be back. I'm guessing Steve Rogers. You know what would be clever if Steve Rogers comes back, but he gets to be Bucky for a while. That would be fun. Yeah. All right. So in other words,
that's why you're not writing Captain America.
Pretty much, yeah. We at this point can't say enough good things about Jeff Parker's Agents of Atlas. This is a great book, and with what's going on right now with some other books, like Captain Britain.
Support books like this,
really,
please. I know a lot of you guys already do, and I know we've convinced some of you to try out the book. And I haven't heard anyone that we've convinced come back and say, like, fuck you guys. You know,
sucks,
why did you
right?
Yeah. And we're going to actually get into this in the last rants about books like this that aren't making it.
You know, maybe, and getting the new Avengers in there maybe is a way to get people to pick up the book.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It did work because we sold out of it this week.
Yeah. So
because I had new Avengers customers picking it up because the new Avengers were in it. So
hopefully they'll go.
It did boost the sales.
Yeah. Maybe they'll go. Okay, let's start reading this book. It is a good Marvel product. It's a good book. These are creators who are putting their hearts out there and they're doing a great job. I think they deserve our support.
And again, getting back to what I was talking about a couple weeks ago, the reason I'm buying this is to support these creators.
Yes.
I want to see more stuff in the future from everybody who's working on this book.
Right.
Everybody.
I'd like to see Jeff Parker writing a lot more. That's for sure. All right. Let's end this segment on that. When we come back, we have even more things to talk about. We hope you join us.